Tim was my husband. He was strong, he was smart, he was vital, he was challenging, he was also pretty good looking. He died of mesothelioma. He was the love of my life and my best friend. He wanted to go out on his own terms, having had a final wry and philosophical chat with each of us. But that's not what happened. The final weeks of his life were horrendous for Tim and for his family. In the end, a cycle of intense suffering and incapacity. In that, Tim lost himself. And we lost Tim, the person, the husband, the dad, well before we lost Tim, the physical being. The really sad thing is that he knew it was happening and his whole being was being consumed by the suffering. Tim accepted death, but not the way he died. He died angry and frustrated. He died disconnected and suffering in the extreme. So we didn't get to say goodbye to Tim, the person. We didn't get to have that last wry conversation that he so loved. We didn't get to help him pass well and peacefully. We felt like bystanders in a tragedy, and we all felt really badly that we'd let him down. The outcome of those weeks was a good man who died badly in slow motion, and a fractured family who could no longer relate to one another or get past the guilt of having let him down. 3 years later, we remain a fractured family. It's as if the kids have got some kind of PTSD and they don't know how to mend. So I guess I'm here today to say that it could have been really different. If there had been voluntary assisted dying, Tim could have and he would have chosen his moment in those last weeks when he was still himself and his family was still part of his universe. We had a similar experience with our palliative care team to Emma's. We had the lead doctor who was resistant to the discussion, let alone, and all we had to say was it was Tim's wish to die peacefully. And I can remember sitting at the kitchen table with my children getting a very long lecture about we had no right to do anything. We hadn't suggested doing anything. That he was strong and he could be around for a long time, and it was her job to make sure that happened. After that particular conversation and the way she handled Tim, I had to tell our GP, who was excellent, by the way, that we did not want to see them again. We both respected, and I continue to respect, that voluntary assisted dying isn't for everyone. I myself was raised a Catholic, so I understand that some religious beliefs believe that suffering is a pathway to God. But I ask that those views and beliefs not be imposed on those that don't share them. I ask that the Tims of this world who are going to die anyway be allowed to die in a way that gives them some peace and their loved ones some way forward. And finally, I ask that we construct a law that protects the dying, but doesn't add a layer of difficulty that increases the suffering to an already intolerable situation.